Well, welcome back. This is still the press on KAFTAN television here in Abuja, where right now I've been joined by a guest in the studio to analyze some of the headlines that has made it to our national deadlines this morning. And joining me is Azeez Fatai Adesokan, who is a journalist. You're highly welcome, Azeez. Sorry, I hope I didn't murder your name.
No, it's part of the fuel increment.
Right, it's part of the fuel
increments across the world. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad to have you. But how are you really doing? How are you in this economy, in this phase of economy? How are you really?
I think right now we are having economic comedy in our country.
Is this comedy? But this is not funny.
In our place, when they say when a matter has actually passed the stage of crying, you just be smiling. It's not tenable anywhere economically when kind of hardship Nigerians have been subjected to, and poor on the part of the government, particularly the presidency. You can't be pushing the burden back to Nigerians. Nigerians are not the cause of these problems. Over the years, in the last 30 years, successive governments, the military and the civilian regimes failed to give us functioning refineries. So what's our own business? That shouldn't be our problem. Then this crude, we have it in abundance. What is really happening? You can't be telling me that international market price should determine your local consumption rates. It doesn't work that way. You are talking about Dangote private enterprise, nothing concerns us. So what we are saying is, what are you doing? What are you managing? Essence of governments, when in the Greek Empire, when they introduced governments, is to work for the people, and they are not working for us any longer. Increment here, increment there. I'm actually a sympathetic fellow to this particular regime, but they are falling our hands. This is no way to go. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like this. That's the truth.
Well, I don't know, who do we blame at this point and at this critical time when it comes to these few crises? Because now that NNPCL, it's now a private firm. It has gone from NNPC to NNPCL, which is limited. So it's more like the president. Someone was here with me the last time and say it's more like the president has little or no say. So now, who do we hold responsible? Should we hold the NNPC or should we hold Mr. President? Who is the head and the number one citizen?
We should hold Mr. President.
Responsible.
Of course, the government. Either NNPC becomes a private enterprise or what have you, it's not our problem. Of essence, this crude is not private crude. It is the heritage of our collective patrimony of our country. NNPC is not buying crude from overseas. It's our crude, it's our mineral resource. So they can't just tell us that somebody will just come, becoming NNPCL, then subjecting us to hardship. That's not the way to go. I can't be actually coming to your farm, taking your yam, then selling to you pounded yam at a very exorbitant rate. It doesn't work that way. So you have privatized your farm. That doesn't affect your family. The family must eat. You have a farm, and it's a collective patrimony. So this, our oil, our crude, is owned by us. It's not a private ownership. So if NNPC wants to transact, how much is NNPC buying our crude before refining? So what should be Nigerian gain? What is happening to our financial accounts at the NNPC? So we have Minister of Petroleum, the Mr. President. So it's not a matter of becoming NNPCL or what have you. No, the government had a stake, because government, or function of government, is to protect lives and property and provide for the needy. That's all. We are the citizens. They are not catering for us. So what's the essence of having government? That's the truth.
So we shouldn't have a government, is that what you're saying?
Of course. When we are not seeing their functions, telling me you have privatized NNPC, fine. What happens to my crude? I'm a Nigerian citizen. What happened to my crude? Who are you selling to? How much are you selling? How much have we earned from the crude? Then I can use my crude money to buy our fuel for us.
All right, at this point, viewers, this is the point where our phone lines are now opened for you to call in to give in your contribution or join the conversation. Well, the Senate President, Gospel Akpabio, has said to Nigerians, we're trying to find a possible solution to this, and he has said Nigerians should reduce their number of vehicles. Is that a solution, Mr. Azeez?
With all sense of humility, sometimes somebody gets amused with kind of utterances or sentence coming out from Gospel Akpabio Esquire. He's a lawyer. I believe he knows what to do better. Sometimes there are certain things that you don't joke with. He might be saying he's being comical. No, it's not the way way to go.
But the question is this really comical? This is not funny.
Yes,
for real, it's just like suffering and smiling, but it's not funny.
I mean, Akpabio, the senior president, telling us that we should redo, our convoy of cows. How many of us? If you are talking about, they are speaking to themselves, the elite. He himself, Akpabio, have you been to the National Assembly and seen retinue of aids, power bikes, Benz, lot of vehicles at his convoy? So nobody is actually frowning at that. They should not advise us. They should do the needful. We need deliverables. Democratic dividend is not coming to us. So Akpabio should save his advice for his co-senators.
Is this really an advice? Because they said a leader leads by example. So I think if there is anyone who should...
are not even complaining. If they like, they should go with 100 cars. What we are saying is, we are making life unbearable for us. That's the problem. Price of petroleum, cost of items, pricing, or go to housing, roads. So things are not working. Many things are not working. And what is the essence of government? As the senior president, you are representing the people. So what are you speaking on behalf of the people? So telling us this, with no sense of humility, I don't want to use a vulgar language. I believe he can say better. Not that language. He can say better.
Right. Okay. But this thing is, we keep... myself is tired of talking about few price hike. Like, my mental health is at stake when each day I look at the headlines, and before we sleep and wake up, the fuel price has been increased. And when you look at it, Mr. President has told us over time to be patient with him, that he's trying to fix Nigeria. But this particular issue, which is the fuel price hike, is leading to closures of business, is leading to shortage in the economy. So are we really going forward, or we are going backward? If we keep giving Mr. President's time, do you think we are making progress with businesses closing down, the economy crashing because of fuel price hike? Are we making progress at all?
Economically, we are not making progress. And with all sense of humility, I believe Mr. President should have a review, an emergency review on his economic concept. The CBN Governor, Cardoso, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, I don't think they are working. I don't know where they actually studied their own economic policy from.
Okay.
If they are truly Nigerians, they are feeling the pulse of the people. I believe they should kind of develop homegrown solution. If you are an Igbo person, if you are a Yoruba person, if you are an Hausa person, there's a homegrown solution. There are certain food that are of your tribe. As an Igbo person, as a Yoruba person, as from Benue, you have your own food, your dialect food. So if you cannot afford UK food, you have to homegrown food. So you can't be telling us that you are a Minister of Finance. We are not saying the solution. That's the truth. And as for me, I don't want to sound pessimist. As a pessimist here, I don't see this set of ministers, CBN governor, doing us any good. If Mr. Perry cannot fire them, he himself should think otherwise. This is not how to govern a country. It's going lopsided way. That's the truth.
All right, because it's cause for worry. But before we continue, let's hear what the scholar have to say. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the press. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Benga Joshua from Yobe State.
Benga Joshua from Yobe. Please go ahead.
Please, we in Nigeria, the problem we are having mostly is that most of us, we are all patriots in Nigeria. The Constitution has laid out society rule and regulation for us. When we are doing march, when we are doing march down, we should react. But you will find out that most of us, when the labor or any other NGO calls for protest or to come and do this thing, then most of people will say, if you come out, the Unos will take over, all this and that, then the good one will remain. They will be challenging the Unos that will take over. Who will come out to fight for us? Is it God in heaven that will drop that to fight for us? The problem is that, you see, these people, they have already discovered that they are very weak. They are very weak. We so much have God that we will forget our rights. So because of this reason, they will match up 100,000. This fuel high price that you are seeing, it will even reach 2,000. You look at it as a job, you reach 2,000. Before they were telling us that it will reach 1,000, we are saying no, it can't happen. It has reached 1,000 now. Before we know it will even reach 2,000. And these people, they are enjoying their sex, living their life nothing bother them. It is every day we come over here to talk, and this is a process to do this, to do that. We ourselves, we fail to do what we are expected to do. And that is why the Holy Book said, God will give us leaders based on our attitude and character. And that is why they are dealing with us now.
All right.
We fail to do the needful.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
That's my take.
All right. Let me say, God, I beg you. God should help us. Where he quoted the Bible, God will say, God will give us leaders. According to the character, God should forgive our character. But let me again ask. You are listening to Mr. President's speech on the 1st of October, and he emphasized on certain things that has been achieved under this administration, and he went further to call for a confab youth confab where there should be a dialogue with. But I'm kind of wondering, Nigerians are saying the cost of living is high. This is no longer funny on us. Is there any other better confab than that?
You see, I think they are actually coming up with a concept at the wrong time.
Okay.
It's not about dialoguing for now. It's about doing the needful, the immediate solution. What are the immediate solutions? Do you know how much bag of rice is being sold in the market now? So those are the things we are talking about. Sitting down in Abuja, gathering some youths, making them comfortable just to calm down. We just want to bring them out of the street. It's a gimmick. It's taking them off the streets of going to protest or what have you. But the bottom line here is the government working? No. No, the government is not working. If government is working, we should be seeing the solutions. We need to tell ourselves the truth. It's not about partisanship nomenclature. I'm actually one of the great supporters of this government. I campaigned for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I wanted him to be president.
Why did you want him to be president?
Yes, I had the certain perception about him when he was governor of Lagos State. And judging from his democratic credentials, that he's a progressive. You think alike, like Awolowo, Bafemi Awolowo, MK Abiola, Chief Bola Ige. And since he has progressive mind around like Bababisi Akande or Shoba, these are progressive people that many of us actually read about while in school. But the reverse is the case. To me, I see no excuse for a sitting president not to attack price of petroleum products, because this thing is directly proportional to price of commodities in our country. Yes. Because we run petroleum economy. This price of petroleum is actually going to affect all strata of our economy. If you are buying anything, even though we are buying pure water, if you are buying table water, no matter what you want to buy, this price of petroleum will affect everything. People cannot commute. If you employ me and I'm coming here to the studio, I will commute myself. Exactly. If you are giving me 50,000 before, I cannot collect it again because my transportation has actually consumed what you are giving me. And even more. So we are not saying we should be giving us free, but it is not affordable for we an average Nigerian to be buying fuel at 1,200, 1,300 naira. It's not even tenable anywhere in the world. Even in the US, during the COVID, the government actually came into the economy. They participated in the economy. So Nigerian government, or let me say Nigerian presidency, they are not participating in the economy. They are saying free for all, free market. What is free market? With our crude, our collective patrimony. If you guys are tired of government, you should leave office. It's not compulsory. They are not doing us favor. That's the truth. Nigerian governors, Nigerian senators, Nigerian presidency, they are not doing us favor. That's the truth. The platform is for service delivery. Exactly. So they can't be actually saying, oh, they are not doing us favor. You see what they do in the presidency, what they do in governor's office. So it is high time we need to shine our eyes. Come next election, we can't continue like this. But before then, we voted for a mandate to be delivered. 18 months down the line, we are not saying the economic development. It's not tenable. We can't continue like this. It's not about lamentation or we can't these people will just come on air and talk, they will go. We are not going. And the way things are going, I don't want to be agent of prophet of doom. I don't see us surviving this democracy the way things are going on. All right, let's quickly hear from this caller before we move on. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Engineer. How you're calling from Ogun State?
All right, please go ahead with your thoughts, Engineer.
Yeah. Well, it's not only our guest that is disappointed in Asiwaju. Every one of us is disappointed in the president. So what I just observed not as the ruling party. You see, since when they have come on board, everything is just going negative. And you see, and unfortunately, the opposition has also been brought to the ruling party. Where are the opposition now? They are also in the ruling party. So now look at the agency that's supposed to be fighting for Nigeria. They are like puppets in the hands of this ruling party, the NSC, the TUC. Now imagine almost all the states have not implemented the minimum wage, and they have increased the price of petroleum 3 times in a month. And nothing has been done from the NSC, from the TUC. Nothing has been done. The government is more on stomach infrastructure. You see, they are saying when things like this happen, they want to bring rice out. And this rice, they always target the public or the civil servant. Now, how many percentage of Nigerians are public or civil servants?
All right.
So the thing is just going haywire. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, and have yourself a wonderful day. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you join us on the press. Your name and where you're calling us from, please. You have just 60 seconds.
My name is Emmanuel Ama.
Emmanuel Ama, please go ahead with your contribution.
From Abuja.
All right.
What I wanted to say is how we should stop talking about all these things every day. Every day. We are talking about the same thing every day, and the idea, hearing it, and nothing is happening.
Okay.
We should stop talking about these people, and we should start doing something so that they will know that we exist. Because this is funny. Somebody will tell you, don't use much car and go to his house. There's no space to park. Somebody will tell you, don't protest, and they are here comfortable in the AC. This country is funny.
All right.
Right time we wake up, if all in Nigeria stop work today and wake up and move down to the National Assembly, move down to the villa, whatsoever that wants to happen, let it happen. Everybody move down there. Anybody that survive it will survive it. The one that will survive will benefit it. Because without this, nothing will happen in this country. We will still continue to talk about it every day, every night, every morning, every afternoon. That's my summation for now.
Thank you very much, and have yourself a wonderful day ahead. Fatai, let's quickly, I don't know, Remi Tinubu, as the First Lady of Nigeria, said her husband is not responsible for what Nigeria is going through, and her husband, we know, the President of the Federal Republic, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the #1 citizen. He is the president, we know. So, and the wife has come out to say, don't hold my husband responsible. Who should he hold responsible exactly? Maybe you have an idea of who we should hold responsible. I
think we don't say due respect, Senator Remi Tinubu, mama of the country, is not getting it right. She's not getting it right at all. And because essence of governance is to take responsibility. I believe maybe, but one thing it was established in her speech, she's aware that we are going through a lot of things that are negative. I believe with that one, at least a plus, that they are actually in the know of what we are doing. So are you saying Mr. President is not aware of what Nigerians are going through? Sometimes we can say, but for the excuse that the husband, Mr. President, is not the one behind our predicaments. And he has told us severally that we should not pity him. He actually applied for the job. No matter what enormity of what he actually met in offices, he himself has not applied any solution in the last 18 months. That's what we are saying. Okay. We are not saying Nigerian problem actually began when Tinubu became president. No. This subsidy, petroleum of a thing, prices has always been there, as old as 30 years ago. But in the last 18 months, what has he done? That's the truth. I can't secure admission into a university, and after 18 months, I'm still in 100 level. That means I have a problem. Exactly. I have a problem. Some of my mates are in 200 level. Some might be in 300 level. I'm still in 100 after 18 months, after 2 years. So that means I'm not fit to be in that school. That's the truth. So what we are saying is, in the last 18 months, we've not seen significant progress economically from this government. That's what we are saying. So therefore, Mr. President is the one in charge. Nobody called President Muhammadu Buhari, former president's name again, because he's not the president. So if you are no longer a governor, nobody will mention your name in your states. They can only make reference to you when you are in office.
Exactly.
But now, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is our president. So to our first lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, some of us admire her. But on this note, I think it's a low one coming from her.
All right, it's a no coming from her. But then, let's hear from this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you on the show. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Engineer Peter.
Engineer Peter.
Abuja.
All right, please go ahead.
My dear sister, my brother, Nigeria are not ready yet.
Why did you say so?
Well, we are ready. The people who give job, who will tell them, when somebody is working for you, I do not doing it well, you buy the person, have you? Okay. And in this country, people don't see leadership as something to, as a place to serve. They think the people who are supposed to serve them, that's the issue.
Okay.
I personally complain for Tinubu as well. But I'm disappointed. First of all, who is the Minister of Petroleum? How much are we buying for in Nigeria? How much are consumption in Nigeria? You came and said no more subsidy. How much is our consumption? How much is NNPC buying fuel? Why are we not getting these records? What's the connection between Owando and NNPC? We have a refinery. Why are we not giving the refinery? Okay, look, Oga, we are paying you to refine fuel for us. We have crude oil. Let us pay for that services and sell fuel to our citizens. Today, NNPC said they buy fuel 1,200. That would take it in line. Who is this here?
All right.
Let's just stop here. We'll talk and get tired of talking. Let's not focus on doing our own part and leave this people. We are not serious. Unless, when we are ready, we'll tell them to the office.
All right. Thank you very much.
Maybe let me come and take over. Let's rest.
Thank you very much for your contribution and have yourself a wonderful day ahead. You know, okay, seriously, it's not funny. Like I said, this is just like suffering and smiling. But let's move on to this headline that says Fubara heads to Supreme Court as court affirms pro-wicked lawmakers. What do you make out of this river crisis? I mean, you know, I thought by now this whole political crisis should be calm, so that you know the present governments can focus and deliver their mandates to their people who voted them. But what is going on?
In Yoruba land, they say onile onilowo aleje dieru, that the household owner is actually 40 and the visitor also, the guest is also 40. I'm talking about Fubara and Wike in this instance. If we look at what is going on in the River State, is political crisis, and I think it has actually reached a crescendo now. It has reached a point of no return, because Fubara has actually opened eye, and Wike is not going to let go. And to me, I think the courts, judiciary is the actually last resort. They are going to Supreme Court, but peradventure, I don't want to preempt my lordship at the Supreme Court. Peradventure, if Fubara loses, I think I don't want to tell you what will happen in River State. The man might be getting impeachment proceedings from the House of Assembly, because he has actually proposed and passed budgets with 4 legislators, even though these assembly members actually defected when there was no crisis in PDP at their state chapter. And that's a ground for, it's one of the grounds where you can actually defect. They actually breach the constitution. But when they were sorting out themselves, Fubara actually relaxed on the ground, on the count in court. I think he withdrew some of the cases. He actually relaxes. So those ones actually went back to court and they are defeating him at the appellate court. The judges are not for that Christmas. So when he gets to Supreme Court, if he loses, because I'm not the justice of one of the judges of the Supreme Court, if he loses, I think Fubara will be getting impeachment process from the House of Assembly. And for Wike, you see, you can sometimes, politically speaking, you cannot fault Wike what he's battling with Fubara, because Fubara saw Wike in quotes.
You cannot fault Wike.
Of course, because
why can't you?
Fubara was former Accountant General of the state. Wike actually picked him, gave him the PDP ticket, campaigned for him, made him the governor against all odds. And if you actually wanted a freedom, you ought to have chosen your path and go other way around. But as for Wike, That's where statesmanship comes in. We don't want crisis in Rivers State or any other state in our country. We are battling with many things.
So much.
Like 3 local government were actually burnt down in Rivers State. I think Ikwere local government, Omoa, then we are another one in Eleme. So we can't continue that way. But when we want to see, to me, before we can see end to Rivers crisis, it is when they come back from the Supreme Court. Oh,
okay. I heard you said Wike, campaigned for Fubara.
Yes, he made him the governor.
He did. Okay, he made him the governor. Now, are you now saying that Fubara owe him loyalties? Because
of course, you see, let me tell you something. We need to be fair to ourselves. Let us be sincere. You see, it's across the globe, even in the banking sector, in journalism, whatever. We have godfathers. What we are saying is, it should not be at the detriment of the state. But Fubara, what actually is the cause of their rift? So we are just actually interested in the general crisis now. But they had meetings by themselves. Both of them were not there when Fubara was being picked to become gubernatorial candidate of the PDP. But Fubara should actually sorted himself out between him and Wike. But now Wike is not going to let it go. That's what I'm saying. But somebody, only God knows what transpired between them.
But Wike has left office. That is the point. That is people are saying that Wike has left office and should allow the sitting governor, to do his thing.
Is a typical case that occurred in Oyo State in 2004-2005 between former godfather of Oyo State politics, Adesokan versus Rashidi Ladoja, former governor. You see, when you want to actually seek for offices, these politicians, there is nothing they cannot do. They will beg you, they will sort your power, your support and everything. Then when they get there, then they will now say, oh, undue influence, oh, Messi, oh, I can't give you 2 commissioners, I can give you 10 commissioners. Whatever conditions, political conditions that Wike will be given Fubara, I think that should not be our business. Because we never knew what transpired between them before he became gubernatorial candidate. He was the accountant general of the state when Wike was the governor. But as for we that want good governance, what we can just say, we don't want crisis in Rivers State or any other state. But we cannot just say that from the studio here. The crisis in Rivers State has actually reached crescendo. I think it has.
Even after Mr. President intervened, we still see the crisis go on and on.
Mr. President is also an interested party because Wike is his political ally. That's the truth. Because Mr. President will want vote from Rivers State, and we always, either publicly or privately, you always want to support Wike. That's the truth. Okay. Because we are not talking about politics now. Political interest, where it lies. And Fubara is enjoying support from anti-Wike people also. You can see the two sides of the coin.
Exactly.
Because it's political interests that are available here. So people are now going to the same ocean to fish. Yeah. Because this one is for A, this one is for B. Wike is a PDP member. But we know where his loyalty lies.
Yes.
With the APC. The APC will never dump Wike at this hour. And Fubara, you can see Bala Mohammed. Fubara was forced to actually shop for the party, APP, to actually conducted that local government election. And immediately election was over. We saw Bala, from governor of Bauchi State, traveling from Bauchi to Rivers, from north to south. Witnessing swearing of local government chairman. You should know that the interests are there. So when presidency is actually backing A, the PDP governors forum, the one Atiku said they are backing B. So for me, I believe political solution will be whatever comes out from the Supreme Court. If Supreme Court decides that the authentic leadership of the House of Assembly, Rivers State, they are these people, I think we're having headway where to go to.
All right, then let's talk about this local government fund. You say North threatens suit over governor's bill to control local government funds, and in the Senate yesterday it was debated over, and some persons, some lawmakers were of the opinion that INEC should conduct local government election. So then, talking about local government fund, what do you make out of this governor's bill to control local government fund? Do you think that is quite achievable?
Yes, you see, many of us actually are aware how these governors are actually stampeding fund of local government, but it is not their fault. There are provisions in the constitution that make provisions for joint allocation committee. We call it JAC, the governors and the local government chairman, and we all know that these governors actually feed fat on this local government fund, because it's a cash cow finance that comes from Abuja every month, apart from the state allocation. But if you want to divorce local government chairman from this local government, from these governors,
yes,
you need to go back to the constitution. Yes, fantastic idea. Former the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, said he went to court for interpretation of the Supreme for the section of the constitution. So people gave a verdict, but it's not enough, because the constitution has not been effected to doing so. The INEC must resume or should resume conducting election in those local government, but that will be there should be alteration in the constitution, because the governors.
Don't you think that is kind of conflict power, where the federal government, if after operating at the federal level, come down to the state level? It doesn't look like undermining the state.
You are making sense.
Government power.
It's actually undermining the government power, but we've seen situations that these governors, they are not optimizing the liberty, democratic liberty imposed on them by the constitution. They are abusing this power. Reason some of us are actually against state policing, because this state governor will still stampede opposition, perceived enemies in their states. Because if you are stampeding, I've never seen, either in Lagos state or your state, any state in the federation, I've never seen, you can hardly see a state that will conduct local government election and other parties will win a single local government, except maybe for Kaduna, when El-Rufai conducted his own election, and the Rivers state, when a local government was actually won by another party. So the problem now is the constitution should be amended, and these governors, they have power, because before an amendment can stay, 2/3 of the House of Assembly must endorse it. And who will control the House of Assemblies across the country? These governors. Recently, the Attorney General, I believe, went to the Supreme Court to ambush the governors, because if you want to amend the constitution, these governors, they will influence it through the House of Assembly. So it's a cumbersome episode.
Okay.
If you want to have headway, we should be on the same page. Former Senate President, I read on WhatsApp platform. I didn't watch or read him. So I read on WhatsApp. I wouldn't know if it is true. He said that unless we actually be on the same page with the governors, so that we can amend the constitution. Okay. So INEC will be conducting local government as it were in 1998.
All right, let's quickly hear from this caller before we forge ahead. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost that caller. I'm sorry, you might have to call back. But you know, I'm thinking if the governors, state governors, have as much influence and power that they are willing or they want to have over the local government chairman, do you think that would do you think that will help the growth of the communities, I mean the local governments? Because we know that over time state governors have always been wanting to be superior over this local government chairman, whereby you see them wanting to always put someone who will be loyal to them in the office. Don't you think even that is not going to help in developing the local governments?
At all, it's actually affecting us. When you see this local government, and they have more money now to do development in their locality, but you see how these governors are actually taking their funds. That's the truth. I know a particular governor in the south, one of the southwestern states, using local government allocation as collateral in taking loans from banks. That's the truth. So, and these are actually impeachable offenses being committed by these governors. You can hardly see a governor across the country that's not dipping their hands in the coffers of local government allocations. In fact, they dictate to this local government chairman. They don't have contractors to speak to. The governors actually contracted on their behalf. They will just see contractors on site. Their money, our money, local government money. My local government earns almost 180 million every month. You just imagine that kind of amount. Sometimes 200 something million in a month, sometimes 240. And how much is their wages per hand per month? So these governors, they are not allowing them to go for development. Yes, nobody is actually saint, is a saint, but we will know where to channel our energy to when we can take charge of what have you done with our money last 1 year.
All right.
But these governors, they will not let us be.
All right, let's quickly hear from this caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you join us on the show. Your name and where you're calling us from. Please kindly turn down the volume of your device so I can hear you properly.
hear me now?
All right, very well then. Go ahead.
Like, seriously, we are not happy with what is going on in this country.
Okay.
Presently, we can no longer go out with our cars. It has become a decoration to our house. Well, we just wake up. People protest last night from 6:17. We wake up in the morning and you did not care about the protester. The next thing, before it became 8:90 something. People came out in Lagos and Abuja protest again. We wake up again 1,065 naira. It shows that this Mr. President does not even care about us. What kind of life is this? Papa, if he cannot longer, if you know that he cannot walk, he should just go step down. That we are angry, like seriously. You should look into this situation. Look, everything is skyrocketing in this country. There is some food stuff we can no longer buy after anything. We need to just stop buying those ones. Because of the amount is very, very high.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution and have yourself a wonderful day.
What is the way out now, President?
God will help us. Hello, good morning. What would I say?
We talk to prayer warriors in the studio.
Obviously. Good morning. Glad to have you on the show. Your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Tayo from Abuja.
Please turn down the volume of your device.
Okay, my name is Tayo. I'm calling from Abuja.
All right, please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, I wonder why we are really complaining bitterly. Because when this man wants to come to government, he did not promise anybody anything. He only say a melocom. So why we should expect less? Why are we expecting him to do anything? He has not promised Nigeria anything. He just say a melocom. A melocom means it's my turn. So he doesn't promise Nigeria anything. No. So what are we doing? What are we looking? When he was saying what is the action that was taking place. So we took full hand in this country until when something gets out of hand before we now get to wake up. But look at the day they just wake up now and increase the fuel price. What are they doing about it? So after 1 month or 2 months now, they will now run the street that they want. They cannot work. Before government take a decision, they should take an action. Not when everybody are feeling relaxed before you now wake up again. This thing is not good. That's the problem we are having.
All right.
We don't have we always sleep over the issue.
All right.
So that is the problem, my sister.
All right. Thank you very much. Bless you too and have yourself a wonderful day. Let's quickly hear from this one caller before. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, you have to call us back. And when you do, kindly turn down the volume of your device so we could hear you. Now, Fatai, let's talk about this. Shetima say that every child out of school is danger to society. And my worry is, here in as university produce a lot of graduates, but out there in the street, there's no work. There's no provision for those who have left school. So, well, we know, according to a saying that the highest weapon to fight poverty is education. According to who was that again? I'm trying to recall. Is this one of the foreign one of the foreign person? But the thing is, are you worried about the people who have even graduated from school but have nothing to do?
Yes, it's equal opposites, and you will see that even though we are seeing larger chunk of our graduates not being employed, the economy is not growing, it's not expanding. That is, you are not seeing businesses opening for people. You can see the economy, petroleum economy, things are being closed down. People are not employing again because of their output. But nevertheless, I can agree with the vice president. If someone is not educated, even if someone is educated, you can actually talk to that person, appeal to that person, oh, tomorrow will be better. But somebody that is out of school, and these children, they become so vulnerable. You see them on the street, they are 13, 14, 15, when you are driving past, they come to your car, beg for arms, some want to clean your windscreen and take like 200 naira, 500 naira. But these people, that is a menial job. They are not doing mental job. They are not being developed. By the time they grow older, they become 20 years of age, 22 years of age, they will not be seeing their age mates, their counterparts. that those that were catered for by their parents not being at par. They want to buy jeans, they want to buy clothes. They also, so that they will now resort to crime. They are dangerous society. That's the truth.
Yeah, they do. We all agree that they endanger the society. But the thing is, look at how everything is skyrocketing in Nigeria. Some persons can barely feed. But is the government making the economy conducive enough for people to be able to send these children to school?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That even though for some of us that are parents, before you can actually take your children to school, now you have to think twice. We need to arrange. Oh, you are going my route. Okay, I'm going this route. Okay, well, we take my kid. We will take my. Let me take yours. Okay, 2 times in a day, in a week, 2 times. Those are the kind of PTA arrangements across schools. That's what we do now. Because when you have a child in secondary school and you are still going to that primary school, so and the other person is going, so because it's not the economy is not conducive, and that's why we are shouting on government. Enough of government stress in the media. If they try and do the needful, attack this economy, let price of commodities come down through this petroleum price. If you are having this petroleum being sold at 500 naira today, I tell you, my sister, things will go down drastically. Look, we are not about aviation fuel, we are about petroleum. So things have become luxurious for us. Going from A to B, even within Abuja, if you want to get a car from Maitama, say you are going to Asokoro, or you are going to Apo, or you are coming back to Katampe or Barnes Plaza, they will charge you high rates. So what are we now talking about? So as for me, the VP actually made a salient point, but the government is serving, they are not doing enough in the last 18 months. All
right, let's quickly hear what the scholar has to say. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Glad to have you join us on the show. Where are you calling us from and your name?
Good morning. My name is Timothy from Kwara.
Timothy from Kwara State. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Good morning. Please, our people heard that they say a man who starts with some fire doesn't go to sleep. After that prayer, I think he's out there now enjoying himself. This is not the type of democracy we are gathering for. Nigerians are disappointed. So, I mean, Tinubu, I decided whatever happened in the party, they will call his name because he's the father of the house now. We are dying by the day of hunger. We feel like somebody has already said, we don't know how it works in life. We now it what we see. I mean, and men there in the house, the people we voted for, they are also going there to sleep.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you join us on the show. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Odo Muritala.
All right.
I'm calling from Badagry.
You're calling from where?
Badagry Express to Lagos.
Okay.
Badagry, Lagos.
Lagos. All right, please go ahead.
Please, I want the matter you people talk about that. I don't know why all these our president, where are they talking to every day? They are just taking our money. They just focus on our refinery and get the bandit stop from entire people. They are just playing on our government, they're playing on people. I can't even understand. Let's get our refinery well and our agricultural. That is it. They are burning local refinery. Why they did employ those people and then train them and support our refinery?
All right, thank you very much for your. All right, thank you very much for your contribution and have yourself a wonderful day. You know, that's a good point. I even forgot to add, what's going on with our refineries? We are hearing that some persons and we are hearing that the government keeps giving us hope that, you know, this month refinery will work, next week refinery will work. Oh, to know, like, it's just
days. I think Buhari 8 years regime was actually a disastrous one when it comes to energy sector. A serious government should have given us functional refinery, either PPP arrangements in the last 8 years. He spent 8 years. Temi Presiva, former governor of Bayelsa, he was Minister of State for Petroleum under Buhari regime in the last 4 years that he spent. He told us he actually awarded a contract of $1.something billion, if my records are correct, for turnaround maintenance of our refinery, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, and Warri. And we didn't see anything until now, for over 4 years. So People are not being called to question in this country. We are now turning our country banana republic. Somebody will just become a minister, become a president. They now turn to turn by turn Nigeria Limited. Let me just go and eat my
and
own
do my thought.
We had a vision minister in this country. The matter is in court. I don't want to comment on the matter before my lordship. But sometimes it's appealing when you see a serving minister. He brought us aeroplane on display at the airport, and that thing disappeared. We never saw anything like that again. Like telling us Ethiopia-Nigeria air collaboration. So we've seen many things in this country. As for me, I'm not hoping our refinery can work through the government. They should sell it off or privatize it. Dangote, a private enterprise, initiated his own. Adim in Obasanjo transaction was actually sustained. Even though Yar'Adua actually felt there was a kind of underlined transactions there. You would have not cancelled Dangote or Telela Blue Consortium that bought a refinery in 2007. Obasanjo spent 8 years. He never attacked that refinery until 2 weeks to end of his tenure. He now sold out refinery. When Yar'Adua came, he reversed the sale. And Jonathan came. So since then, for more than 15-18 years, you see, Nigerian government is a joke. God deliver us in this country.
Amen. God deliver us in this country. A very big amen. Last caller before we, exit the studio. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Glad to have you join us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling us from, and what's your name?
I'm calling from Lagos, and my name is Ife.
All right. Please go ahead with your contribution.
My contribution is that Nigeria, in fact, we joke too much in this country. We joke too much in this country. And the problem, I think the problem, in fact, is beyond we can't even explain. What is wrong with us as a people? What is wrong with us? Why people are just pampering this man calling himself the president, and because of this, he's trying, he's strategizing. What is this strategizing? Nigerians died, all of us now. So maybe they want to wipe us away. So they can even have access to the money left they want for their children.
All right.
So we are, I'm telling you yesterday, I went out with my car yesterday. In fact, I could not even return home the car because of the fuel price.
Jesus.
I can't even feel it. I need to park the car in somewhere. Up there as I speak. I'm still thinking of how to get the car home. So what in fact, we are frustrating. I think there's do something. Let's not find a way to just help it. Or even if they don't want to kill us, or what is wrong with our leaders?
All right.
Okay, now look at it. Now look at the issue in this River State. You will see the comments from the Mr. President. You will surely know that your own president, in fact, he just there to take the money, and the people surrounded him don't do sort of things that they don't even care.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Your contributions are quite noted, and have yourself a wonderful day. This is pathetic. Yeah. I don't know where we are headed to.
Honestly,
seriously,
he's actually making a lot of senses there. If you look at the submission, he's actually speaking to realities that we're actually alluding our facts to. See, the government, there is no timeline. They can always come up with homegrown solution. I believe if they want to affect us, they will do that. They should, as a matter of urgency, try and attack this petroleum of it. We can't continue this way. The economy is not working.
Thank you so much, Azeez, Fatai, for coming and being with me in the studio this morning. I really do appreciate your presence, and of course I know our viewers do. At this point, this is where we leave it for today on the press. And Nigerian, to the federal government, Nigerian is a very dire situation and needs urgent, when I say urgent, not just urgent, a very urgent solution. Well, let's leave it here until we come your way again. Keep watching KAFTAN Television. I am Messi Emelite. Have yourself a wonderful weekend ahead.